Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. I'm the Muslim Finance Coach. Welcome to episode 3 of Achieving Financial Fitness, brought to you by the Muslim Finance Coach in collaboration with Musta'ina TV. In episode 2, we talked about how to evaluate your financial fitness. Of course, we also looked at the meaning of financial fitness. So I want to assume that you would have done the exercise in episode 2. That is, you already know how financially fit you are, looking at your monthly income and of course your monthly expenses. If you haven't done so, I would encourage that you pause this video right now and go ahead and watch episode 2 and of course do the exercise that comes with it before continuing with episode 3. In this episode, we'll be looking at the third part of the worksheet, that is the expense prioritization matrix. This is a matrix I designed using the popular Eisenhower's time management matrix. The expense prioritization matrix that I call EPM helps you to allocate your income to your expenses in accordance with their importance and of course urgency. It is a particularly useful tool if you want to know how to prioritize your spending and your expenses and of course deal with them appropriately. Now let us look at the meaning of each quadrant along with their expense items and the ways to deal with each one of them. Quadrant 1. Important and urgent expense items. These are what I call real needs or necessities. They are expenses that you cannot avoid, neither can you eliminate them altogether because they are very critical to your survival. Now of course, what are these expenses? They could be rent, electricity, feeding, clothing, etc. And the best way to deal with these expenses is to budget for them every month. Sometimes you might have to look for ways or strategies to reduce them, but you really cannot eliminate them altogether. Quadrant 2. These are important but not urgent expense items. These items are mid to long-term valuable expenses that could improve the quality of your life. If you plan for them wisely, you could actually reduce the pressure in quadrant 1. Remember what quadrant 1 are? Real necessities. Now, quadrant 2 items could be learning a new skill, setting up a business, getting married, going for Hajj, going for Umrah, building a home. These are expense items that you need to plan for. And of course, you need to take them for your monthly income when necessary. Now, the best way to deal with quadrant 2 items is to plan and save for them. Quadrant 3. Not important and urgent items. These are what I call expense deceptions. They appear to be worth spending a lot of money on, and sometimes they come in the form of quadrant 1 items. If you do have an alternative, it means that item is not important, but you have only made it to be urgent because of the short-term perceived value you want to get from using it. Examples of what I call expense deception items include buying the latest phone or other items without serious damage to the old one, buying items regularly for convenience rather than for real need, buying items based on perceived value that might be transient, temporary, buying brand name products, eating out daily, pay for things that you can do yourself. Now, what is the best way to deal with quadrant 3 items? I'm sure you're asking right now. The best way to deal with them is to find a better alternative and reduce them to the barest minimum. And in some cases, you might have to eliminate them. Now let's go to quadrant 4. Not important and not urgent expense items. These are money wasters. You know what they are and you know when you're spending money on them. They are usually items bought or expenses incurred based on impulse or emotions and not out of necessity nor urgency. They usually start out as quadrant 2 items, but they end up not being important, in the end. Examples include buying unused subscriptions, unused items bought on sale or discounts, food waste, entering an expensive store, and buying an item just to put up appearances, and so on and so forth. I'm sure money wasters are not expenses or items that you will be difficult to identify. Now for these items, what is the best way to deal with them? Eliminate them completely. Learn to say no to impulse purchases if you want to strengthen your financial fitness and of course achieve financial freedom. So go ahead and start prioritizing your expenses to each quadrant, and more importantly, start taking the necessary actions to deal with them. So we've come to the end of yet another beautiful episode on achieving financial fitness, brought to you by the Muslim Finance Coach in collaboration with Musta'ina TV. I hope you had a wonderful time watching this video. Kindly drop your comments or questions in the box below and I'll be here to assist. Please continue to stay financially productive. Assalamu alaikum.